Dan also tweeted while watching the Broncos, just as he's getting ready for the game, doing practice film. He said the Broncos offense is absolutely maddening to watch. So let's talk about it. Let's expand on that thought. And Mike T, I know that you were telling us before the season that you had one major concern about the Broncos. It was less about Russell Wilson than it was about someone else. And maybe that someone else has actually been the biggest problem.
Nathaniel Hackett has never been a play caller in the NFL. There are massive growing pains when you're the head coach, the play caller, and trying to manage the game. And we saw that. Now, to his credit, they hired Jerry Rosburg to help with that. But when you look at the job that guys like Mike McDaniel, Kevin O'Connell, Brian Daboll have done, they were clearly ready for their opportunities. Nathaniel Hackett clearly wasn't. So he's trying to learn on the fly, Greeny. That's a really hard job to do that. And just not even the decisions, the way it looks, getting out of the huddle, the cadence, getting up to the line of scrimmage, trying to run motions. Every ball is being snapped at 1 second on the play clock. It's really hard to be excellent when the whole operation just isn't functioning well.
Well, that's exactly right, Bart. That's the observation that even the person who doesn't know the X's and O's the way you do, they just don't look like they're as ready to play on offense as everyone else is. How much of that is on the coach and how much of that is on the quarterback?
To me, 100% of that is on the coach. And when you said Jerry Rosburg, I had to remember and go in my head and say, that's my old special team coach from Baltimore.
Yeah.
I mean, they brought him in to, listen, he should have been a head coach in this league. But listen, that just is a mission of just how lost Nathaniel Hackett is. And if you haven't never made those calls, you don't understand how quickly they need to come in, how quickly you need to get the personnel, all the things that goes on, the operation of it. And then listen, now the Broncos are behind. This was a team that, quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers, like Deshaun Watson, was salivating on being able to get opportunity to work with some of this talent. And to make matters worse, now Javonte Williams is out. Now you got Mr. Fumbleitis himself, Melvin Gordon, who could present extra opportunities for the opposing team, which is going to make it even harder on Russell Wilson.
So again, it's two desperate teams playing tonight. Certainly the Colts, I think, would qualify as desperate. And even in that AFC West, the Broncos should be in some level of desperation mode. Bart, I do need to go back to the quarterback, though, because I get it. And I see the same thing that you guys see, and I certainly see the growing pains of the coach. But Russell Wilson is there. One of the reasons he's getting paid all that money is to overcome at least some of that, and it doesn't look obvious that he is doing that.
And, I mean, he has the talent. And the crazy thing is he wants to be put in the same breath as an elite quarterback. That's why he left, because, it was in a run-based offense. But maybe Pete Carroll knew something that we didn't know. Like maybe we knew that he wasn't capable of doing these things, that he isn't Aaron Rodgers, that he isn't Tom Brady, even though he got the deal and we thought that he would have the power, because we know those quarterbacks would start implementing some of the things that he did well in Seattle and try and start there. They have to have an identity. I don't know what this identity of this offense is supposed to be. And if you don't have an identity, you're lost trying to be a copycat of somebody else.
Dan, what is the sense you're getting? Because there's been so much talk early this year about them, and you just pointed out, I don't know if this is sneaky big news, because it's not sneaky. Losing Javonte Williams, who has been their best offensive player, he's got a torn ACL, he's out for the season. It's a devastating blow for them. What are you hearing about the Russell of it all?
It is a devastating blow, because I think they felt like they could lean on the run game while the passing game got, put itself together, whether that's Hackett needing to be sharper, whether that's Russell needing to be sharper, whether it's all about timing with the receivers, and these things take time. You felt like you had a deep group of running backs that you could count on. Now one is injured, and the other one, as Bart mentioned, keeps fumbling. So they can't really rely on that in the short term while they get everything put together. And I think when you trade for Russell Wilson and you sign him to a high-end quarterback contract, you expect you're getting someone who will elevate the group around him, right? And so far, he hasn't done that. Whoever's fault that is, that has not happened so far. It's early in the season. It's only 4 games. Things should get better. But what Tannenbaum said puts it perfectly. The entire operation looks like a mess right now.
And so, Mike, to sort of put a ribbon on this part of the conversation, 4 games is far too quickly to make the determination that we felt would be ultimately made of Russell Wilson in Denver. His second act is going to be a referendum on whether he has merely been a good quarterback or whether he is truly an historically great quarterback. From what you've seen so far, has your perspective on it changed?
Yeah, a little bit. He's definitely more middle of the pack. And then compound it with you going against Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, and a really good quarterback in Derek Carr. The bar is so high in that division, Greeny. And as the guys mentioned, without Javonte Williams, I think it gets harder for them. And I clearly see them as the 4th best team in this division.
Okay, so that feels like trouble. That said, if they win tonight against a struggling Colts team, and we just talked about how disappointing they have been, they'll be sitting at 3-2. So far worse things can happen. Let's put the picks up and see who everybody likes tonight. The Colts on the road. They had the tie against the Texans. They somehow beat Kansas City. Graziano.
By myself again.
You've got the Colts on the road. Why do you like Indy and Matt Ryan tonight in Denver?
I just think that they have to be better than they've been. I think that the
No
Frank
Darius
Reich's-
Leonard, though.
Frank Reich's seat's getting a little toasty,
Yeah.
I think, a little bit. I think it's probably pretty tense there. Short week, everybody's banged up. Even Russell Wilson was on the injury report this week with a shoulder thing. So, yes, no Jonathan Taylor, no Darius Leonard. I recognize that this is a bold pick, but I think the Colts need this, and I think they'll get it together.
It was actually your bold prediction to start the show. I just realized. How about the Colts? Give me a quick minute on the Colts here. We see everyone else likes Denver tonight, the Thursday night. They're at home.
Yeah.
And again, as bad as they've been, the Colts have been worse. Why has it been so disappointing for Indy, for a team, as we said, had Super Bowl expectations?
I think we overestimated the value in this offensive line. We thought they were a lot better. Now we realize that the left tackle position is a position of need, but also Matty Ice, still being a statue. We thought that Matty Ice being able to get the ball out of his hands, how accurate. We heard Frank Wright talk about how accurate he was. Well, he's been accurate to the other team. So you have to talk about he's starting to see the rush. And where a stable pocket quarterback starts seeing the rush and not looking down the field, it's the beginning of the end, and it could be the beginning of the end for Matty Ice.
Most expensive offensive line in the league, and they don't have a left tackle.
Yep.
Something went wrong there.
When you have a franchise quarterback who retires suddenly and young, as Andrew Luck did, it sets a franchise. They've never caught up. They've been trying to catch up to the Andrew Luck thing for years. They've tried a million different things. Every one of them sounded like it made sense at the time, including bringing Matt Ryan in there. Look, it's still early. They could turn it around, especially if Graziano is right and they win a big game tonight. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.